All right, let's do this. We're gonna try to celebrate Leafy's birthday again. The good news is that it's Leafy's actual birthday. So happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, birthday to Leafy. It's his birthday. What a happy birthday. Happy birthday, birthday to Leafy. Yeah, the seatbelt wasn't really working. So I just took it off. So, pillow can shift, whatever. I know that there's only 6 minutes, and it literally is me saying hello and goodbye. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, we're gonna have to put the seatbelt on. Okay, much better. Yeah, so yesterday, I know it's only 6 minutes, and it literally is, I think it's about 2 minutes of me saying this, and then me turning down the heat, and I must have brushed it. But instead of hitting the stop, which would have ended the video, and I would have noticed that. It hit pause, which kept the video going. It kept the camera, the phone on. Whatever this is, running, and I thought I was still, like, I went through a whole big tirade and stuff like that. I sometimes forget that people do get attached, and I knew that people were going to be, I knew a handful of people were going to be upset with the fact that I was closing, started with a spark. I didn't know how their reaction was going to be, but I knew it was going to upset them. One in particular literally lashed out at me, and I want everybody to know that their feelings are valid, that even though it upset me greatly, they have a point, and they weren't listening to a damn thing I was saying to try to calm them down. One of the really hard things is also one of the things that I love about streaming, is that when I'm actually talking to people face to face, I can kind of get a tone of how to react to things. The big news is that when I'm online, I can't get a tone at all, and I am mostly just texting. You know, I'm writing words as opposed to conveying emotions. It's so I don't know how people, I don't know how people feel about what I'm writing. I can't set a tone. I can't set this. They have to add that. They have to add all of that. And sometimes they add words that aren't even there. I did delete all those messages from them on the server, only because I was deleting the server anyway. So keeping them there, I just didn't want them to be around. I didn't want like vitriol and darn near spite, which I don't understand why people think that would convince me. Are you trying to gaslight me or something? Like why are you trying? Are you trying to antagonize me? I'm gonna stay just to spite you. No, I made a decision. I'm going to keep to it. As much as people, especially there's people that noticed that I returned, that I had a return to Twitch. I was gone. I deleted my original account. I even went through all the warnings and stuff like that Twitch sets up when you delete an account, saying that this is permanent. You cannot have this name again. And I'm going to be honest with you. Q Hope has more meaning to me than Q Bean. Still to this day, Q Hope has a lot more meaning to me than Q Bean. I said I was going to go, and I went. I deleted the account. I deleted all my connections to people. That were through Twitch, not through YouTube. I was still, like, people think like, oh, you quit streaming. No, I quit Twitch. That's it. I quit Twitch because they suspended me. They ran me through the freaking ringer. They let me have my account back under freaking supervision. And then they fucking apologized to me. After taking everything. They didn't like instantly make me an affiliate. They didn't bring back all the followers that I lost. They didn't do anything except for say, oh, our bad. We could not find it. They were actually looking for shit on me. We could not find anything in your videos that would... What the fuck, dudes? And because Twitch only keeps videos for 6 days, all my beginning work, all the things that I wanted to preserve, were gone. I mean, it's preserved here on YouTube. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. I do stupid things, and I put in redundant systems for I don't know why, and that's the reason why certain things get kind of get found after being lost. It took me 4 years to find that I still have the 2.5 hour video, which I had to cut off the end of it because it was kind of low. Like, what the fuck? And the reason I bring up the Doors video, obviously, is because, everybody tells me I have to do repetition. The reason I bring up the Door video is because that is the reason why I went back to Twitch. because there were so many wonderful people that I had a connection with that I was literally just going, listen, I'm not going to be a streamer here. I'm just going to be a viewer. I'm not going to, make a big deal about it. I'm just going to be, find my friends, hang out with them, and that's it. Ever True had changed that, but I didn't graduate. I didn't do this stuff. Before my 1 year anniversary, I had quit Twitch. No Twitch on my birthday. No Twitch. Basically, I have to look of when I created the Cubine account. But there were I had two other usernames before Cubine. It's just Cubine is the one that I met Trua with, and Trua basically said, no, you stay. I'm like, but I'm gone. I'm leaving. Bye, it was nice to meet you, but I'm already gone. and she asked why, and I was like, because I don't belong and I'm old. She blamed it on some people calling me old and saying I didn't belong. But nobody actually, since I've started this whole journey, nobody has actually said I don't belong. I definitely feel like I don't belong, but nobody has said that I don't belong on here. The Twitch attack, obviously, they were sending a clear message, and so when Trua said that somebody said that to me, I put it on them. So I had a entity in mind. Because they did everything in their power to get me not, literally banned from Twitch. And I'm like going, what? Why do that? This company is shit. It's, the company does not care about you, and you're gonna try to get me banned from it. From what? For what? Jealousy? Am I doing better than you? Like what the fuck, dudes? I was in my honeymoon period that I didn't know was a honeymoon period. I thought it was basically, that's how everybody starts. That's how we do it here. That's how everything goes. I didn't realize that I'm one of the few people that was very lucky to build up a following beforehand. And just so you know, a following much greater had a following much greater than here on YouTube. I was doing great. Yeah, I did great. I didn't know what I had. When I was starting out, I didn't know, like, getting affiliate was difficult. I had over 20 viewers on my channel every day that I was buying for affiliate. I was literally just like thinking like, oh, I'm just going to soar. I'm going to be, reach new heights, and I was going to be, the people who were doing Moodcast, to give a shout out to them. It was Project Melody, it was Silverveil, it was iMouse. I thought I was going to be their peer. I thought that was just something handed to you. I didn't realize how fragile it was. I didn't realize how, like, in a moment's notice, it all could get taken away from me, and without warning. I thought I was going to do commissions. I thought I was going to tout myself as an artist. I'm not a gamer. I've never been a gamer. I love doing collabs. I love playing games with people. Oh my God, it's something that I adore doing, like, more than anything. So much so that I kind of roped Figgy into all of this as well. And we started Two Beans. But I didn't realize, like, how, like, it could all come crashing down. And it did. It literally, like, on Christmas Day. I didn't realize, like, all of a sudden it could all just go away. I did. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I did think that I was going to be able to make a living as a streamer. Oh my God, that was actually kind of scary. I almost got rear-ended. I'm going to try to collect my thoughts. Actually, I almost had a head-on collision, and then I almost got rear-ended. I thought I was going to be able to, quit my job at the post office, which I fucking hated. And, like, most people don't realize, like, the job itself, I loved doing the job. I loved delivering people's mail. I loved it. If I could be doing that right now, I would do that right now. I didn't like how things were set up. I didn't like how at every given moment they were trying to take my money away. If they just paid me the money that they owed me, I wouldn't even say boo to it. I would still be a carrier today. That aside, that's what's happening in my personal life at the time. But that aside, I literally thought the sky was the fucking limit. I thought there was no end in sight. I thought people were going to ask me to write parodies and they would sing the parodies. Because there were so many goddamn singers out there. And I thought my parody songs would basically catch on. They never did. I really did think that I was going to be like so busy doing this that I would have no time for anything else. And when I quit the post office, I did make a concerted effort to try to be a streamer. I did push for it. I'm not going to deny that. I had to face reality, but that this is a hobby. The people I mentioned earlier, were never my peers. Ever. And I still remember, and there's a video of me, a morning commute of me, not lambasting, but disagreeing with Silvervale when she said this is a parasocial relationship. I had a whole video on that. Because I felt like I had a relationship with everybody. I felt like I was, coming home. One of the first streamers that I watched in a live chat, one of the first things they said to me was welcome home. And I took it to mean that it's what I was looking for, and I took it to mean what it was. I didn't know it was their kind of like a hello. Like I go into streams and I say hi all the time. That's all it was to them. But to me it meant so much more. And that's a parasocial relationship. I will admit, it was very difficult. I'm not going to name them. It was very difficult to leave. It was. My first fan art, my first, this, all stuff, my first big, quote unquote, big streamer. I don't watch anymore. I don't even, have a connection to anymore. And all the other big streamers, because I don't have a connection to them, because I'm not in their peer review or peer view mirror. I have to admit, I did not feel like I was home anymore. And a fairly large group of us got together and we were like going, well, what do we want to do? And I'm like, I'm already a streamer. I can continue this. I can do this. And I took the advice that people given me, and I, kind of carved out my own little niche and did my own little thing. And I was part of, I'm still part of several communities across the board. And yeah, it's been, the first year was definitely my honeymoon period, and I definitely learned a lot. There's a reason why I don't do commissions. It's because of that. And if you've watched my videos before about the commissions, it's because everybody I did a commission for, not a single one of them paid me money. Not a single goddamn one of them gave me any money that they said they were going to offer, or they lauded it to do this. And when I realized, like, I am making art like I used to make for a lot of money, and these people aren't even, like, you know, doing that. And I was like, I don't want to ever make art like that again. Ever. If somebody throws money at me, throw money at me. If they really sincerely want to spend money my way, buy my merch. Ask me what you want. I will make it. I will make that item for you. I will. Most of the people who have my art that in their items have unique items. Have items that nobody else is going to have. Nobody else is going to. Definitely nobody else is buying. And I'd have no problem with cycling them out because I could only have 100 products. And if the merch store takes off, I will, grow with it. This right here, not very popular. I have never sold anything Dakimakura related. I'm not part of the Dakimakura culture. The people who follow me are obviously not part of the Dakimakura culture, and why the fuck would they buy this stuff? It makes no sense. And if anything, I should probably start dismantling it. I definitely want to keep the mini Dakis going. If I had to pick up one of the many different, because I got towels, I got blankets, I got towels, I got blankets, I got tumbler cups, tumbler glass, I got yoga mats, and of course the mini Dakis. The only two Dakimakura things that have been bought is one, I got my own blanket, got my own Dakimakura blanket, and I got Leafy's mini Daki. And eventually, maybe I'll buy the whole set. But I'm broke. I'm poor. I never made it big. And I really did take offense when somebody told me that I should do my own thing, stop slaving for other people. And I'm like going, that is what my art is. You never figured that out. And there is no I don't do quid pro quo. So if somebody draws me fan art, they draw me fan art because they wanted to draw me fan art. Not because they're expecting some, glorious placement. Not because they're expecting that. And not, or if they are expecting that, they shouldn't expect that. I take every fan art that somebody does, and I add it to my loop that I have on most streams. I think the Dead by Daylight, I took it off because I think it became very distracting to me. But it's on most streams. And I know this isn't the birthday morning commute that I did yesterday, and it wasn't all about Leafy, because there was a million things I was talking about. My mother from another brother. Leafy is absolutely amazing. And what I was saying about it is that I'm aware now. I don't have blinders on anymore. I know exactly what I got. I know exactly what I have to do. And after 2 years for Discord, I literally was just like looking at this Spark server, and you know what it really was? It was taking up the 63 people in my Spark server, that my server was taking up a space because they were probably limited to 100 servers to belong to, and I was taking up one of those spaces. That's really what it boiled down to. The last gasp and everything like that, when I gave 24 hours, because I was done. I really did feel, after being attacked, that it was a mistake. Even though I have to admit, I'm gonna bring up Prism. When Prism graduated, whatever was going on in their personal life, whatever was going this thing, we have a parasocial relationship. I was very hurt and very saddened, and I ended up working during their final stream, which I missed, and I should have taken the freaking day off, because it was the last day that I was ever going to be able to, have them address me and talk to me and, tell them I'm going to miss them greatly. I didn't because I think I was hurt. And I know that some people are feeling that way. I'm not graduating. I'm not leaving. I'm still going to do videos. I still have a goal that I set for this year that I'm trying to keep. We've now already had, it feels like once a month I'm going to be basically dropping a stream every now and again. And work hasn't done it to me yet. Work hasn't called me in saying, like, listen, you got to work overtime. You're getting forced. If those happen, I don't make up streams. I'm not gonna change my schedule to try to make up a stream. I'm sticking to my routine. And, eventually people are going to come in. It's never going to be like it was when I started. I don't foresee that ever happening. I don't foresee people like all of a sudden saying, listen, I got to stay awake. He's going to start his stream at 1 a.m. I got to stay awake for that. Freaking late ass stream. It's like the reason why Leafy and I are doing a collab together, because Leafy's schedule doesn't mesh with my freaking schedule. It is what it is. I'm very happy I bought this. I want everybody to see that if you watch the unboxing video, you'll see that I tore the stitching out right here, right at the zipper, zipping the pillow in. It presses on the seam. They didn't color this purple and this green and stuff like that like I was hoping. Like you have here. The lines are a little off, but that's okay. And obviously, because I cut it off at the feet. I mean, the real Dakimakura goes all the way down to the feet, and it's a little wider. But I wanted to fit as much on as I could. Because the real Dakimakura almost starts at the top and the feet end right at the bottom. And I only give a little bit of leeway. You can see this is all the leeway I gave. If you look at the back, I didn't even realize it cut off the hair. But yeah, it cut the elbow. That elbow's okay. Maybe I should have centered this a little bit better. But I love it. Still love it. It was a great exercise. I mean, there's flaws with Truist pillow that I actually had to fix because of how it turned out. So whoever gets that gets the better version than the one I have. My hoodie, my Q-Bean hoodie, if people bought that hoodie, I have a cowl that goes here. I didn't have it in the back. For some reason, I took it out. I don't know why. So that's added back in. So I make adjustments as they can, and I'm getting better. I'm getting better as a merchandiser of my art on how to do things like that. I love the all over prints. The all over prints are great. As always, cool beans in the comments below. That's all you have to do is cool beans. If you want to do goosebumps, I got goosebumps. You could do that too. I think that's somebody else's moniker. But whatever you did, and if anybody actually does comment, I will get to it. I will comment back. I love them. I think the comments are great. I think I actually do have a pending comment that I saw right before I left. I will get to it. I will make it happen. And if you want to know more about all the craziness that's going on, I mean, like, literally, Discord went ahead and stepped on its dick and decided it wanted control, even though it obviously proved that with personal information, it should not be trusted with personal information. They still haven't fixed that hack. The hack is going to happen again, and if they have personal information and your real photo and all this other bullshit, I don't have a camera on my computer. So I have to literally take a photo of myself through my phone in order to use Discord. I don't use Discord on my phone. I don't even know how I would do the age verification bullshit that they're planning on setting up. And since I don't know how I'm going to plan on doing it, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just flat out not going to do it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to give them more information about me than I feel comfortable with. And if the hackers got to my account, there's nothing to take. There's nothing. There's nothing to compromise. They did that. Yeah. They definitely did that. Yeah, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. If you do see Leafy, wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday! Yay! Gotta do cake. Get the cake. Love you guys. Take care. All right, bye.